tell me a little bit about that? Did things get a little bit personal now?
Yeah, a little bit more personal because I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that, and then he tried.
The press conference of Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez turned into pure chaos. In the middle of heated words, Canelo suddenly lost control and struck Crawford, shocking the entire crowd. As the audience erupted into madness, security rushed in. Now, Alvarez faces serious trouble, as boxing officials are ready to slap him with a heavy fine for his reckless actions.
What about the show? The moment that happened on stage.
Oh, I'm turning on right now.
Right? Yeah. Feel like you want to go harder for the 13?
I don't know. Made me feel more.
After the press drama, Terence Crawford declared he would bottle his rage until fight night, but Canelo Alvarez pushed him past the limit. Crawford warned, "On fight night, I'll make them pay, watch me closely." The atmosphere exploded as both fighters shoved, cursed, and hurled objects, turning the event into chaos. Security and officials struggled to restore order, pleading for respect, but the tension only grew hotter. Fans realized this clash was beyond a simple boxing match. It was personal, raw, and spiraling out of control. The stage is now set for one of the most explosive battles in years.
I don't think I love him down, man. You know what I mean? I don't care about him down. So.
Can I just ask, obviously that he pushed you at the last press conference. Do you think at that point you got in his head?
I don't know. I ain't gonna. I don't know what's in his head. I don't know what he's thinking about. I don't know.
If tensions keep rising, fight night could spiral completely out of control. This clash might end with one fighter suffering the first knockout loss of their career, shocking the world. Just before the bout, Canelo heard sharp insults from Terence Crawford's corner, fueling the fire even more. Crawford's trainer, Bulma, boldly predicted a dominant victory, saying, "We'll crush Canelo without mercy." McIntyre added, "Once that bell rings, it won't be easy, but we'll pound him until he breaks." With words this heated and tempers this high, fans know they're about to witness an unforgettable war inside the ring. What McIntyre said. I promise you that. Check it out. I haven't steered you off track yet to begin with. I'm not in the business. When I tried to tell them about Errol Spence Jr., they wouldn't listen. Crawford, his student, said something about the fight that made him sound more sure of himself than he ever has, and he still thinks he will easily beat Canelo. Crawford promised that he would beat Canelo in their next fight. He used to be the real middleweight champion and has never lost. He is getting ready to go to Las Vegas. Fans who thought Canelo would win his unbeaten super middleweight title on September 13th were wrong. According to the 41-0 Star.
Don't mean nothing. I ain't no Bud Crawford. They don't have that mentality. They have that mentality and going upside the...
Before his fight with Canelo, Crawford told his fans in Nebraska, all those doubters are going to cry when they get home at the end of the day. At the end of the fight, after the short talk, the press conference host Todd Giesham asked the two fighters what they thought about the upcoming fight. He said he doesn't care how a fight ends if it comes down to the wire. He likes being in charge of things that are under his control. I can't pay attention to the judges. I only need to think about my skills and how I can handle things in the ring. Oh, he said that's winning the battle.
Everybody's talking about size and me being a smaller fighter, but you look on the stage. I've been sparring these dudes my whole career.
As I said, any boxer can be knocked out. Canelo's chin has a very sharp bone. He's rough. He has the skills. There have been times when he was hurt, but not so badly that it is called rude. On the other hand, anyone can be knocked out in the right conditions. I'm always the one who steps up when it comes to taking the lead. When I had a job, I did all the work. Canelo can't ruin my moment. It's really that simple. Crawford is tough and Canelo knows it because he is going up to weight classes to fight him.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight option to type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
When asked about his fight on September 13th against an undisputed champion who was perfect at the weights, the Mexican hero said that size wouldn't worry him. He had already done well in the ring when he was younger. I've been in his position before and I'm not thinking about that. Canelo said, I'm not going to think about going to work. I always get ready for a fight, no matter how big it is. I get it. I'm here to win and I think about winning all the time because this has changed my view. I'm thankful for Netflix, Turkey, and all the fighters. My first goal is to make history, and I'm glad to be here.
What would you say from memory that you first thought this fight was a real possibility, that you started thinking about this fight actually happening?
Well, I started thinking about it, a couple of years ago when they started talking about Spence fighting Canelo. Then just, sizing him up, like, all right, how tall is he? How long his arms and things like that. Just sizing him up like that and going to his fights and things like that.
The letters that the main characters wrote to their fans before the big fight set the tone for the conflict. These people know I'm always ready to fight. I'm always my best self. I just want to thank you for them and all your help. The boxer responded. That is wonderful. I hope they'll be there to cheer me on when I win. As they went from Omaha, Nebraska to Las Vegas, Crawford told his group to look their best. I also promised Bud that I would get rid of Canelo so that we could talk about another important thing we had done.
Of experts, I think Canelo's not the same fighter. His punch output's a lot less. What do you think, considering the last 12 months or so? Is he the same fighter he was maybe a few years ago?
I think he is. I just think, he just wasn't up for the skull fight. And I think, different fighters bring different, energies out of other fighters.
A lot of people are judging you on the Madrimov fight, saying you struggled moving up in weight. You're going further up in weight. Listen, that's going to go against you based on the Madrimov fight. How do you
I only tell them to suit up. It's going to be an exciting day for boxing, and we're going to bring some more jewelry home, he stated. We're going to make history soon. He'll be known as the three-way unbeaten king. He will be the first boxer in history to win this title. I really mean it. I'm not going to fight or learn how to fight from anyone else. Crawford said, I refuse to run because I have been fighting all my life. I told you I would touch you a lot. Before his fight with Madrimov, Crawford had defended himself by winning 11 straight fights by knockout. But it's also important to remember what happened over the last few years. Alvarez, who is 34 years old, said that his fight was important enough to go down in history. The fight that happened with Skull in a terrible fight. We won. That's all that matters. Alvarez said.
I called Canelo out because, like I said, he's the last great fighter among the era that surpassed us. The Floyd, Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. We both came up in our era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and the Kovalevs and Triple Gs, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights.
Ryan Garcia, a famous fighter, recently talked about the amazing fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, who had never lost a fight before. Garcia, who is the undisputed super middleweight king right now, has fought Alvarez before. Lots of people think he will fight again one day, maybe against Manny Pacquiao, who used to be the world champion. Garcia, who used to be the WBC interim lightweight champion, talked about this week's highly awaited fight in Las Vegas. The Californian thinks there is only one clear way for Crawford to win, and he doesn't think the Nebraska star will be able to do it. Garcia, who has a gold medal and is generally honest, said he was sure Crawford would beat Canelo in their historic title fight.
For Canelo, Rod. Keep it a stack. This is the fight of the century. Everybody's talking.
I know.
How do you see it, man?
Man, I really see, I see that Bud's gonna do good. He's gonna do good. But I don't think he's gonna win. But I do see Bud getting a lot of punches off, being able to tag Canelo with submission.
He wants Canelo to do what he wants at the end of the super fight, though. So he thinks Canelo's early attack will fail, but has the ability to win at Cigar Talk. Garcia said, I don't think he's going to win, but he's going to do good. It doesn't matter how useless they are. I can see but hitting Canelo with a few hooks and a lot more hits. That is the issue. Nothing has changed. Canelo Alvarez is just getting more press. He then said, and I still see that happening.
Attack Canelo with some good shots, but they have no effect. That's the thing.
He has the best chin that I've ever
Bro,
seen.
nothing moves his head.
Yeah, I've seen one time Triple G hit him and he kind of like, he's right back on it.
Bro, that's the thing. Like, I know he's going to be able to hit Canelo because I've seen Canelo in sparring where he, like, not that he's getting hit, but he is.
The hype for Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez has exploded into boxing's biggest spectacle. Canelo's granite chin and legendary durability are the talk of the sport, while Andre Ward has openly backed Crawford, calling him the man with the skill and heart to overcome any challenge. The press conferences have turned wild, with both fighters trading insults, shoves, and bold promises, each vowing to take the belts home. Crawford insists, I'm not like anyone else. Come fight night, I'll prove it, while Canelo fires back with calm confidence, reminding everyone of his unmatched experience and legacy. Fans know this isn't just another title fight.